Hello, my dear Pisces. I hope you are doing well. You have Venusian vibes here to give you your September love and spirituality reading. So I've already shuffled for you guys, and I'm just going to cut the deck and look into some of the past energies that are going to be affecting you in September, and then I'll do the layout for your September reading. Okay, so let's get started. So it looks like we have the Fool here with the Page of Wands in the reverse, the Queen of Wands reversed, and the Ten of Wands reversed. A lot of fire energy. Pisces being a water sign, you're not so much, I wouldn't say connect you very much to the wands, so this energy can be yours, but it could also be maybe a fire sign that's in your life. It looks like you're starting to have a new beginning. There's definitely some new energy coming in for you, and you might be feeling this right now in the present, and this is leading up into September. So that's really good energy to be having right now here in August. Sort of this. I do think this Page of Wands might be you. Queen of Wands in the reverse. There could be someone in your past who's been, and the gender doesn't matter. It looks like it's a fire sign, but the whether it's male or female, whatever, it doesn't really matter. Even though it's a queen here, it looks like this person has been sort of irregular with their energies. I just kind of, what I'm picking up on is how her energy is, her face is to the side and kind of looking away. And I'm being drawn to that. When you see her in the upright, it almost looks like she's looking at her flower. But down, when it's in this position, what I'm picking up on is that she's just simply looking away. And so there's someone who you might be in your life who in the past has not been feeling like connecting with you as much. The Queen of Wands can often be an angry person. The Queen of Wands is very set on their sense of integrity, their feeling of being in alignment with their own integrity and their own importance is something that they strive to be. So if they feel like they've been slighted in some way, that could be why they've been behaving a little bit frustrated and a bit almost like snubbing you. Kind of getting that energy of you feel like you've been snubbed by this person. And this, like I said, is past energies leading up to right when I'm doing this reading right now, which is August. But it looks like there might be a new beginning. And if this Page of Wands represents this other person in your life, Pisces, then they might be going from this Queen of Wands, this kind of sassy vibe, into feeling a little bit more like, okay, maybe I can get past this, especially with the Ten of Wands in the reverse. Is showing what used to be such a strong burden to them, and it could be their sense of getting over something that they felt slighted by. Maybe it felt like such a burden to them, and they were very hurt by it that they became this energy here, which is very kind of difficult to deal with and kind of snubbing you. And then now, from whatever has happened, they're starting to feel like, okay, maybe actually I can work with Pisces a little bit more. Maybe me and Pisces can have a new beginning. And I think you're definitely coming through as the Fool here, thinking very much that you can, in fact, have something new with this person and let the past rest. Okay, so I'm going to put these to the side. I know you guys can't see them, but I can use them as a reference for your September spread. Underlining energy is King of Swords in reverse. Judgment. Okay. So we'll see what's going on here for you guys. Five of Wands. Okay, so you're definitely feeling very torn, Pisces. You're not feeling like you have a solid, stable perspective on things. You're feeling like you're having a lot of different conflicting feelings, and you're not sure where to go with it. You know, it's a very inconsistent energy. One moment you're feeling this way, or having this perspective, and then next moment you're like, oh, well, maybe that's incorrect, and I should actually be feeling like this, or maybe this perspective is better. And so as all these different confused perspectives, feelings coming up, and they're all contradicting each other, and it feels like a kind of unstable sort of vibe to it. Okay. 8 of Wands in the reverse. So there is some stagnant communication, or I should say there isn't communication, and there's stagnant energy. The 8 of Wands upright is about very fluid, quick moving energy. So, you know, reversed is that there's a block there. So with these, you're having a lot of fire energy coming out, a lot of Wands energy. It seems like you're so confused and unsure of how to proceed with something, and really how you feel about something. You're so confused, you don't even know how you feel about this thing. And, you know, this is a love and spiritual reading, so it's likely that it's relating to this person who you're involved with. And I don't know if maybe something happens specifically, or if they're sort of behaving a certain way, but it's causing you to feel very confused. There's something about your connection with them that's very confusing for you. You don't know how you feel, and so there's blocked communication because of it. So here we have the Justice card. It's upright. So Pisces, this could be you or the person that you're dealing with, likely a fire sign. It looks like this energy here is about rebalancing a situation. Someone felt slighted. It was the energy I was getting from the Queen of Wands in reverse. She feels slighted, disrespected. And so it's likely this energy that is trying to get you, that's trying to even out the playing field a little bit, give you a taste of your own medicine, it looks like. Maybe they're not communicating to you because of something you did, and you're so torn and confused by it, you don't even know where to begin with the situation. I'm going to actually pull a Lover's oracle card for you for this energy here. I would like to know a little bit more about the Justice energy. Soulmate. Your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this, and they will manifest physically. Okay, so this is actually, they wanted to give you a message for the 8 of Wands being in the reverse. Now this could be a situation. Okay, that was kind of weird. The video just kind of ended itself, so I had to clear some storage on my laptop, but you probably didn't even get a sense that any time went by. But okay, what was I talking about? So this is your soulmate that you're dealing with. You have a soulmate who you're already connected with, and it looks like they are not physically with you, obviously. That's a very direct message. And then with the 8 of Wands in the reverse, we're seeing this card can represent someone who is physically at a distance from you, and it represents travel as well. So there could be a situation where you're far away from this person and is putting a lot of burdens on your connection. The way justice ties into that, I'm getting a sense of a very specific situation where involving who's going to visit who, because if this is a long distance relationship, it could become out of balance where one person feels like they're having to do all of the visiting and the other person is being difficult with that. Probably this Queen of Wands person, male or female, could be being less willing to travel to you, and so there's this lack of balance happening in regards to travel. And so this person, if they're angry with you, they may even be getting their sense of justice and their dignity back by making you do extra work in order to make the connection viable and for them to feel more like loved by you. And seeing with the underlining energy here, I could definitely see with that King of Swords trying to pull like a little bit of manipulation in that way. Okay, so I'm going to pull this card. So we have the Three of Wands here. This is waiting for someone to come. And this is your energy, Pisces. So this person, this is your soulmate. And it looks like they're not coming to you. They're not traveling to you. They're not trying to hang out with you as much as you would like. But you are waiting for them to come in. And I think there's a lot of longing here for seeing them. This person seems a little bit lonely. It could also be for some of you, not all of you, but some of you, you have a pretty big fight with this person towards the beginning of September. And it could be involving anything from the past. I'm not going to get into what it was that has been causing tension to this point where this other person feels like they've been totally snubbed and disrespected. This is a general reading, and so I'm just going to say that is the energy that this person feels that way. And so maybe they're not traveling to you as much as you would like. There is a lack of communication in that regard. Maybe there's a renewed fight about an old issue that comes up, and there's a sense of this person, instead of trying to connect with you and work through things, they're just seeking to get their dignity back. And it has you just sitting there waiting. Okay, so the Three of Swords, there's definitely has been heartache here, hurt feelings. It seems to, once again, involve this is sitting underneath the Eight of Wands. So this heartache seems to be related to a lack of communication. For some of you, it's just simply communication that isn't happening, and someone is kind of ghosting you a little bit. But there's so much here about travel, like with the Fool. The Fool is on a journey. The Page of Wands is clearly on a journey. And then with the Eight of Wands in the reverse, I mean, it just seems like there's something for some of you, just a long distance thing happening. And it looks like this person not coming to you is really hurtful, or vice versa, you're not coming to them and it's really hurting them. So yeah, it looks like something like that. I'm going to pull one more card here. Romance, Cupid's arrow strikes. Okay, that's not your card. Let's see here. Only time will tell, and sacred union. Honor the treasure, your relationship. Honor and treasure your relationship, for it is truly sacred. This is obviously a very significant soulmate connection. Someone doesn't feel like they've been honored and treasured by you. and they are still in this state of this heartache because of whatever you've done that has hurt them. And I'm getting this sense of a long sense of like the oozing out of the heart. This is kind of gross, but it's almost like they've been oozing from the heart for a while now. That's what this feels like. It feels like to me that this person has been in this position. He's been here for a while. So this has been a slow burn type of pain that doesn't seem to go away for them. And they don't know how to communicate it to you. Maybe it causes a lot of tension and fighting because they don't know how to really resolve the situation. They know that you're their soulmate, but they feel like you've put they feel like you've completely disrespected them. And the word dignity keeps coming up for me, especially with the Justice card here. This is a person who is seeking back their sense of dignity. And it's the number one thing that they are seeking. So, and that's not necessarily something that works for a connection, your guys' connection, because if their number one priority was to make your connection work and try to work through the pain that you've put them through, then that might actually lead to a better resolution. But because their number one priority is to get back their dignity, it seems that it's causing a lot of the pain to kind of linger, is causing a stop in communication, an inability to move on. And it looks like you are waiting for them. And also if this is vice versa and you feel like you're the one that's lost your dignity, and basically that the roles I'm talking about are reversed. For most of you, it is the other person who feels this way. But, if it's the reverse, you'll know that within your own life. Okay, 5 of Cups in the reverse. So this is once again, this card is connected to the 3 of Swords and the disappointment, the pain. There's also this 9 of Swords in the reverse over here in the distant past. So that would be when it looks like for a lot of you, what's happened here is in the distant past. So maybe a year or 2 even. For some of you, this has been quite a slow burn of pain that has been going on within your connection. But we have the 5 of Cups here. So this is just pointing more towards this person who is unable to turn around and look that there's still love there and there's still a connection there, and how can we work through this? They seem to be just as set on looking what they've lost, their dignity, their sense of respect, and their trust. Those are the 3 words I'm getting for those Cups. That's what they've lost, and they can't seem to look beyond that in September. And maybe in September, the tension starts mounting a little bit more about this. There's some conflicts happening for you guys because of this. But it also is in the reverse, indicating that maybe they might actually be moving on from this. It could be for some of you that there is a big moment where finally a breakthrough kind of happens, and then they're able to maybe move on from this energy of that extreme disappointment they felt when whatever happened went down. And maybe they're starting to move past it in September. So now I'm going to get some advice for you and also a conclusion for you in September. So let's get some advice for Pisces. So you've got a new vision. Beautiful card. And for me, this feels like a Piscean card too. I just get that vibe from it personally. It's very artistic and full of like self-expression. And then can I get a conclusion for Pisces for September? Slowing down in the reverse. Okay. So the advice, new vision. This corresponds to the Fool card that we had right here for you. It looks like you're starting to feel the sense of a new beginning for your own life. It looks like you might be needing to figure out a way to, we've been talking about this person and your issues within the connection. And it looks like there needs to be a radical shift in the energy between you two. You guys need to create a new vision for your relationship. And it can't be about one person, I almost want to say triumphing over the other, but I think that that's just for a select few of you where there's an energy there. But it just seems to be what needs to happen is some sort of concession. It could be that there needs to be more travel, more meeting up. There needs to be a decision about the future that hasn't been made yet. These type of things that involve basically the end of one chapter and the beginning of a new chapter. The advice is to start trying to think about that in really solid, grounded terms. So whatever it is that you've been avoiding that has been, that's been kind of a plague on your connection, it's time to start really thinking about that in a foundational kind of way and making sure and looking at where your priorities are and then making a decision. And that's going to be very different for everyone. So however that applies to your own life, you should probably know. And then the outcome seems to be slowing down in the reverse. Got a beautiful little turtle here. So it could be that there ends up being a stagnancy in your connection that kind of gets even more pronounced throughout September. You guys are even less, this is likely connected to the Eight of Wands in the reverse. This is either the Knight or the Page of Pentacles. That's what this card represents. And when it's in the reverse, it seems like there's not a lot of stability and there's not a foundation in your life. So there's some sort of energy that is very, like I said, ungrounded, and it is pretty Piscean with that watery sort of, you can't really, where's the container for it? So for Pisces, having a strong container, foundation for them to explore all of their feelings and their self-expression is very important. But this seems like is pointing to a lack of that container, so that your energy might be just kind of all over the place and unfocused. So what for this connection that you're having, it actually requires the opposite. It requires a strong foundation and the energies to be contained, and also a decision needs to be made, because there's some sort of limbo that's happening, an ambiguity that's happening between you two. And it looks like that's, it doesn't seem like you're moving in that direction so much. We do have here that there is someone who's letting go of resentment because it is in the reverse. But it looks like there's still not that conversation happening that might need to be had. So, and if it's not really related to your connection, and this advice, or sorry, not advice, but this outcome could also sort of indicate just in general there not being a strong container for yourself right now that that you kind of need and require in order to sort of strategize your future and figure out your priorities. And so whatever you've been avoiding, the advice is to not be stagnant, which is represented here. But so it looks like the advice is almost the opposite energy of what the outcome is. So that's something to think about. How can you move away from this very wishy-washy and undetermined energy, and how can you move into a new chapter that is solid with a foundation, where you're very grounded in your life and you're able to actually figure out what is needed for your future and the steps that's going to take to make your dreams become a reality, to make your life become exactly what you want for yourself, that takes planning. So there's some messages there for you for that. So you are dealing with your soulmate. This is someone who is very important to you. So ultimately, I mean, nothing is really at risk of you guys splitting apart. In September, I'm not getting that energy at all, but there is need to come together and to really strategize and make plans that are going to work for you guys going into the future. Okay, so I hope this reading resonated with you. It's not going to resonate with everybody because, you know, I can't speak for every single Pisces out there, but if it did for you, I'd love to hear about it in the comment section. This is a new channel that I've just started to create and to work on, and so I'm getting used to doing these video readings, and it is a learning curve, but I'm really enjoying doing this and getting these messages out for you guys. So I really hope that you enjoyed this reading, and I wish you all the best. Okay, bye.